Today we're going to be exploring modules in Python. Now we've used modules before, quite frequently, but we never really explored exactly what they are and how they work and things like that. So now's the time that we do that. Basically, a module is a bunch of functions or variables or things like that other people have already created, so that we wouldn't have to on our own. For example, one of the most uh, common modules that you could see is the math module. So to access that module, we say import and then math. So whenever you use a module, you import and then you just type the name of that module. Now, the math module, um, like, has a whole bunch of different sort of features in it. You can type like help math, and I don't forget if you need to print it or not, but yeah, we don't have to. And if you ever like use the help function and type the name of like some sort of function or module in it, it gives you a nice useful description of some of the things it can do. So here's a list of the functions: arccosine, inverse hyperbolic cosine. I some of these I've never really bothered with, but it does provide a nice list. For combinatorics, the number of ways to choose k items from n items without repetition. That's useful for probability. Yeah, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Convert degrees, convert angle x from radians to degrees. So this is very useful if you are just like curious, all right, what exactly can this module do for me? It provides a very extensive list for you. Just type help and then the name of the module. So, all right, now let's actually use some of the things in the module. So let's start by saying like, okay, I want to find the square root of something. And I was reading through that list, and there was a function called sqrt, square root. So I say x is equal to the square root of 9. And if I try to print x, obviously you can see it right away. It's going to give us an error because square root is not defined. Now, the reasoning for this is that it's specifically defined in the math module. So in order to access this function, we have to say math dot square root. Now when I run it, it properly prints out a 3. 3.0 to be exact. They call this the dot operator. They kind of like a plus sign or multiplication sign in Python. The thing on the left of the dot is like the name of the module in this case, and on the right of the dot, it's the function that comes from the module. So Python will go to math, search around all the contents of the math module, find the function square root from that module, and then executes the function call. And that's like a basic gist of how these things work. There's also things like you know, one for pi. So I'm going to say y is equal to math dot pi. And if I print out y and I run it, we get, you know, an approximation of pi. It's not too extensive, doesn't go too far, but it's useful enough. So then we can use this for, you know, programs where maybe I want to find the area of a circle. So I say the radius is equal to input, well, convert it to a string. No, not a string. Integer. Let's convert it to a float. Why not? Float. Input. We'll say like, what is the radius? And make a new line. And then, you know, the area of your circle is, and hopefully we can figure out that that would be pi. So I define that as y times r squared. So I can do radius and use the double multiplication to raise it to the second power. So let's run this. What is the radius? 1. You know, then our area is just pi. If my radius is 2, it's, you know, 4 times 3.14, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, about 12. And, you know, this is, like, and I can even, like, a better programmer would probably put that in its own variable. So area of circle, and define it just like that. And probably we wouldn't use y. We would just say, okay, just like that. And then print out like that. So for, whoa, what happened there? Math.pi. Oh, wait, yeah, because last time I used 2. What am I thinking? There we go. It's the same thing. Okay, so that's like a couple features of the math module. There's also, like, we did square root, we did pi. That's fine for now. In the next video, we'll cover how we can sort of set up our own modules that we can make ourselves.